wait for you guys to see this. This is such an amazing view. I'll take you with me as I step out. Exactly what I'm looking at. I think those are all just tiny fungus, but so many of them. This whole tree is covered in those fungus, just along those ridges there from the bark. Here we are at the beginning of the trail, and I just need to sign back out so people know that I returned safely. I really didn't get a lot of kindling out of this wood. I haven't practiced much with the axe or also making the curls with the wood. I definitely need more practice on that. Maybe someone with experience to show me how to do it. I just have a cotton ball with Vaseline for a fire starter, and the firewood also came with some starters as well. starting to get some nice coals here now. I think I'll try to move things around a little bit and then maybe start with my peppers and my steak. I'm going to try to put another log down as kind of a stand for my steak grills here. First I need to move the potatoes. Just wanted to show you guys. It's snowing quite a bit again today, this evening I mean. Don't really need the snow right now, but it's not keeping me from cooking, that's for sure. It's starting to look really good. The steak is still a little bit raw on the inside, I can tell. I like it kind of medium well, so I have to wait a little bit longer. But it's a nice and slow pace here. I just hope I can get the fire started again afterward, because it's died down quite a bit. But I can't wait to eat this. I'm so hungry. Well, my friends, I think it's time for me to eat my delicious steak, my peppers and the potatoes. I think they all turned out quite well. And I also got the fire started again, so I can sit here a while longer. I still have a lot of wood and I don't want to waste it. I'm going to use it all tonight and just enjoy the fire and the quiet. It's still very warm. It's still snowing a little bit. But for now, I just want to eat this. I was thinking about it all day. And I'm going to have some tea. I have some wine too, but I'm not even going to bother opening the bottle right now. Just want some tea. I'm thirsty. And maybe I'll just take the bottle home with me and have it at home with my boyfriend. Delicious. Steak is a very obvious and delicious choice, but there are so many other things to cook. So let me know down below what your favorite is, other than freeze-dried meals, because they are only there for emergencies, although I use them quite a bit. And if you don't like meat or you don't eat it, what do you make with vegetables? What kind of meals can you make on the fire or in a skillet? So my steak was amazing. But now I'm just gonna sit here by the fire and enjoy the quiet night just by myself. The city is always so busy, it drives me crazy sometimes, and I need this time to get out and just kind of reset myself, you know. I hope you guys have a chance to do the same as well. It just makes all the difference. The next week you feel like you've been on vacation. Even just a couple of days out in nature for me, it's just like a whole vacation really. I don't even need vacations. This is only my second video I'm shooting. I just started this last week, and actually the first video was kind of a test drive for my Namage 2 GT. Just at home in the city, camping there and enjoying myself, and I sure did. But I knew I was going to take it out again this weekend. But I want to create more videos like this because I realized that I bring a lot of happiness to my friends when I post my photos from all of my adventures on Facebook. They always say it's like one of the nicest things they see on their timeline, and please post more. And so I thought it would be a cool idea to actually take this a step further and show them in video and in just kind of a adventure video really. What I do out here and what I enjoy and the things I look at when I hike or when I just sit by the camp. Because I learned from my parents since childhood to pay attention to the little things and to find happiness in those little things as well. To not focus on the negative or just focus on the end, like the top of the mountain or the end of a long paddle, but to take in everything that you find along the way. And so I want to create a channel to show this to you guys, to maybe teach you a little bit, to make you more aware of your surroundings. Even if you live in a town or in a city, you can still find all those little things as well that are beautiful and that can make you happy. But me, I want to encourage people to do the same thing and just bring a little happiness and a few smiles to their lives. And at this point, with the second video, as I'm shooting it, I don't even have a name for my channel yet. I was thinking Red Tent Adventures, but it was already taken on Facebook. And so now I have to find another name. Did you hear the owl? It's a borded owl. Oh, that's so cool. I used to live down in Atlanta with my boyfriend, and we had this borded owl. We had a borded owl in our neighborhood, just on the outskirts of the city, in the middle of the forest. And we heard it almost every night, and we love it. Now in the city in Montreal, everything is so dense. So many people, traffic, restaurants, bars, which everything is nice for social life, but I do miss the sounds of nature, even where I live. We used to have crickets and birds and the owls and whatnot. But not anymore, it's just loud city noise now, unfortunately. Which is also the reason why I'm going out more often now. And I'm just driven to get outside the city so I can experience that again. I used to go kayaking a lot, sea kayaking actually. My friends Jeff and his wife Diana and Steve, if you are watching this video, it's a big shout out to you. It was kind of the time of my life really. It was so many adventures we went on. We packed everything in the sea kayak, food, water, camping gear, and we just went to remote islands off of the Georgia coast or in Florida. One of my favorite places is Cumberland Island actually. But there's one place, Little Tybee Island, I think it was. We made a fire just like this here, and we made it during the low tide. And as the tide was coming in, water was getting underneath our fire, and we just kept adding wood to it. So we had a fire burning with water underneath it. It was really kind of unique and fun. But then, of course, eventually the tide won and the fire was gone, and we went to sleep. But that was kind of cool. I just have a lot of unique memories from this paddling time, and I might share some more stories with you guys along the way. It was fun, and I think I needed this kind of adventure, this kind of fun thing again. It's a little bit out of the ordinary, because mostly I've been camping in just normal places to go hiking or to go climbing. But I needed this extra little kick as well, and the winter camping is quite the kick, I tell you. It just has a unique feel to it. You're all alone. I think that's the beauty about this. I'm car camping and I'm completely alone here. I wouldn't mind backpacking somewhere, going somewhere completely remote, but it's almost not even necessary because this feels just like it, and I can just walk down to my car and drive off to go hiking or something. So it's a good middle ground. I might try to find some locations to take a sled to and camp somewhere differently. So hopefully I can share a lot more videos with you, and also of different locations. I have to put in effort for sure to find some other places to show you guys. But this is kind of just my third time, my second time really outside camping in the winter, and I love it as much as the first time. What are your favorite memories from camping, from backpacking, or from doing some crazy adventures? Please share those with me. I would like to hear them. And maybe I get inspired by some of your stories and go off on my own to try them myself. Or if you know good locations, if you live in Northern America, or if you live in Quebec, for instance, and you know some good locations to do the winter camping at. And it's snowing again. Isn't that pretty? I think if it's snowing, it's not going to be that cold tonight. Wow. Very cool. Wasn't that snowfall amazing? I think what I also want to show with some of those videos, especially from the winter, is that winter can be kind of a maybe depressing season for some people. People just tuck away at home and don't go anywhere for a few months until the winter is over. But some people embrace it and have fun and go skiing and snowboarding or skating. But I'll show you a different side as well, and just going hiking and enjoying the patterns the snow makes, or the icicles. It just creates a whole new set of beauty that you don't see throughout the year at all. Just have to keep your eyes open and find them and enjoy them. I guess the important thing is just to be prepared, to have the right gear, to give yourself enough time because it gets dark so early. Take some emergency gear with you to be safe. But the most important thing is to have fun, to enjoy it out there, and don't get stuck inside for a whole season while the winter is going on here in the north. When I lived in Atlanta, I missed the snow so much. We only had down there maybe 2 days, 3 days a year. And it was like Christmas and Easter all together for me when it did snow, because I grew up with the snow in the southeast of Germany, not too far from Dresden. And I just have such good memories growing up, playing in the snow with my friends and being out there all day, skiing and sledding or going into the woods. And then when I didn't have that anymore in Atlanta, it was terrible. And so every time I visited my parents during Christmas, I hoped so much to get some snow, but it didn't always happen. But now that I live in Montreal, there's an absolute guarantee of snow, and so much that sometimes it's even a little bit too much for me, or a little bit too cold. Can you hear the geese? I was surprised to still see some geese fly south on my way down here. I thought they were already gone. On a trip just a few weeks ago with friends, we went to Arkadia Sea in Quebec, and we must have seen hundreds of geese. Just a swarm. I know that's not the right word. Forget what the word is. But it's just so many formations of geese all along the way home. I've never seen anything like it. I wanted to show you guys this interesting pattern on the snow here. I think it's just from melting from my fire. Looks pretty cool. It's everywhere. I just put on the last 2 pieces of the wood. It's almost 8 o'clock. And someone just came to set up his tent in another corner here on the field. So I guess I'm not all alone after all. But that's okay. It's a huge space. Well, this is the end of the fire. It was a nice night. The guy joined for a little while. Looks like a smiley face a little bit, doesn't it? Remember all the snow that fell earlier? That was so pretty. Well, I have it on my tent now. Some of it anyway. It started snowing again too, which is nice because I really want to hear that sound of the snow hitting the tent. Yeah, so the guy who came camping, he actually joined me by the fire for a little while, and we talked for a good bit. He's from Ottawa, and he was doing a long trek. I think he was out for 12 hours with snowshoes today to get to a mountain. Forget if he called it Allen. I don't remember. But it was such a long way and no path made that he gave up on it, and he just turned around and just came down here pretty late to camp. He was going to go to the cabin, but the parking lot is kind of full, and so there are a lot of people there now, I suppose, and so he just pitched his tent to sleep. Some friends of his bailed on him because of the weather, so he's on his own. And his girlfriend is in Germany visiting her parents, so it was kind of funny that his girlfriend and I were both Germans. And he said, yeah, they're everywhere. I meet Germans everywhere. Yeah, it was a good time. We just waited for the fire to die down, and he made his dinner, and he gave me some suggestions for tomorrow if I want to do a hike. I don't know yet if I will or not, but I guess it depends on what time I get up. But now it's time to get out of my jacket and get my hot water going for the sleeping bag. Well, my friends, it's almost 10 o'clock, and I have my hot bottle down by my feet because my feet were cold again, unfortunately. I'm warm everywhere else except for my feet, so I think I'm gonna have to do something about the shoes for sure. Hiking boots with warm socks just don't cut it. Good morning, everyone. It's about 7:40 and it's time to get up soon. The night was very uneventful. It didn't snow anymore. There was no wind at all. It definitely got colder. I can see some ice crystals in the inside of the tent. I did hear the owl one more time, but it didn't repeat, so I couldn't record it for you guys. Isn't that beautiful? Sun's poking through here. And all the condensation is frozen. Even my backpack has it, and my other gear. Makes me kind of sad that I have to break this down very soon. My little home that kept me warm and safe. Isn't this worth coming out here in the winter? You open the door and you see this beautiful wintry landscape, the sun shining, the snow. It's very cool. I see the other guy from last night. He's already almost packed up. He's going to hike a long ways again today. This is kind of a cool metaphor that winter is burying fall with this leaf here. Well, as much as I like to just stand here and enjoy the quiet, it's time for me to get going again, to make some breakfast, my oats, and then start breaking down the tent. Maple and brown sugar. This is the sweet one. Maybe I need a little sweet stuff today, this morning. Don't spill it. The spoon just kind of unfolds. It's very lightweight and very small for backpacking and pretty sturdy. I guess it's a spork. Like so. And just like that, the weekend is almost over again. Always makes me sad. I can stay out here for a long time. Maybe I have to plan a road trip next year for a week or so. That would be nice. A backpacking trip. I don't know who's making this noise. I can't see it. You have any idea? Well, my friends, everything is packed up. But now I'm just getting ready to take the tent down. Everything is out. All the zippers are closed again, and I'm just starting to loosen up all the guy lines, take out all the stakes, take the poles out, and then fold it back up. It's about 10:30 and I decided to call it for today, to not do the hike after all, because by the time I get started it'll be after 11 o'clock. And by the time I come back down it's probably going to be around 4 o'clock again like yesterday. And I don't really enjoy driving in the dark so much, and I want to get my gear dried up and figure out how to dry the tent in the apartment. And I will just save that hike for another time. I have it marked on Gaia GPS. And next time I come here, I will just do that one for the Saturday hike and show you guys the 360 view that it's supposed to have up at the top. But now I'm just going to take all my gear down to the car and drive back home. I hope you enjoyed this adventure with me. I hope you enjoyed the hike and everything that we saw along the way. And maybe it encouraged you to go out in the winter as well and discover some of those things. Don't be afraid to get out in the winter. Tell your friends about it. Send them the video if they need some encouragement too. And if you liked what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. Whichever name it has, I don't know yet as I'm shooting this video. But subscribe, like my video, share it with friends that might need a little encouragement. And I will see you again on the next adventure. Bye y'all, and thanks for watching.